What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. In today's episode, we're going to get our hands dirty planting garlic. Now, I know that if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you'll know that we've done lots of tutorials and how-tos and growing guides on planting garlic. And I know that every single year, it still comes up, Luke, would you show us how to plant garlic? So for those of you that are watching this channel, I hope you'll find this as a refresher. And anyone new to the channel, welcome, I appreciate it. Hopefully you'll enjoy your stay and subscribe if you really enjoy this video. Make sure to like this video if you do learn something, by the way. That helps spread this video around. And so if you're new to this channel, welcome. I hope you'll find this informative. So like I said, we're planting garlic today, and it's really important to kind of go through some foundational stuff first, and then we'll kind of get into how to plant it. So when growing garlic, you want to pick one of two varieties. One is a hardneck or one is a softneck. This will be kind of decided by your growing area or your growing region. So if you are in zones 5 or lower, you have the ability to grow softneck or hardneck. If you are in zones 5, kind of 5A or further north, like 4 and 3, you want to go with a hardneck. Now, the difference between the two is fairly simple. One produces a hard neck, which is how it gets its name, and the other is a soft neck, meaning it doesn't really produce a neck at all. It just produces a soft stalk. It produces a soft stalk that the leaves come out from, and each set of leaves produces a wrapper on the head of garlic. Now, the same for hardneck. It produces a hard neck, a center stalk will form, and that center stalk goes all the way through the head of garlic. But much like softneck, each set of leaves, that sounds wrong to say, but I know it's right. Each set of leaves that the plant produces will be a wrapper around the head of garlic. Now, the second big difference between the necks is just the hardiness, the cold hardiness. Hard necks are going to be far more cold hardy than soft necks. They both can handle fairly cold weather. I mean, for most people, if it gets down to like 0 degrees Fahrenheit, you'd say, that is way too cold. Well, I've had plenty of years where my soft necks survived in 0 degrees Fahrenheit for our winter low. And so soft necks, though they are considered a warm weather garlic, I'm not sure how many people would consider 0 degrees Fahrenheit warm weather. So they are very, very cold hardy. They can survive very tough conditions. They're very difficult to kind of kill off. So for the most part, just kind of pick a variety that you like. And also, I'd recommend going with certified seed garlic. Now, you can go to the grocery store and you can buy organically grown garlic. It's very important that you buy organically grown garlic because a lot of garlic has been sprayed with a sprout inhibitor. Much like potatoes, they don't want them sprouting eyes. They will spray the garlic with a sprout inhibitor as well so that it doesn't grow those green tops. Now, eventually all garlic will sprout, but organically grown garlic won't be sprayed with anything, and you're gonna have a far healthier plant in the long run. Also, it's very important that you buy US grown garlic. Over 80% of the garlic that we buy in grocery stores is actually not grown in the US. That is crazy. Most of it actually comes from China, and how you can tell is any imported garlic, any garlic grown elsewhere in another country and brought into the US has to have the basal plate. This is the bottom of the garlic. The basal plate is what all the heads are attached to. The basal plate roots have to be actually drilled out. And so you'll notice that it will not have any roots on the bottom. The reason why this is super important is because oftentimes when they drill out the basal plate roots, it also will damage the roots or the potential roots on the inside of the smaller cloves of garlic. And wow, the mosquitoes are something fierce today. So just make sure you buy US grown garlic. Get something like coming out of California or Arizona. A lot of places out west will grow lots of garlic, but not nearly as much as the stuff grown internationally, like in Chile or China and in places like that. So just know your source and know your types. Now, once you've really kind of narrowed that down, it's important to talk about the time to plant. So garlic can be planted in a fairly large window of time. There's lots of people that are like, you have to plant it at this specific date. Garlic, as I said, is super hardy. It's very resilient. I've planted it super late in the season. I've planted it super early in the season. And by and large, I've had very good success. I've had very little issue with planting garlic either too early or too late. The biggest concern with planting it too early is that, and by too early, I mean too many weeks before your first frost date. That's kind of the reference point. The reference point is your first frost date. And the reason why is because after your first frost, your garlic will go dormant for the winter. It won't do a whole lot of growing, if any. So that's kind of the reference point. So if you plant too many weeks before your first frost date, say like 5 or 6, the garlic can get really established, really, it starts developing very fast. And then if it gets too developed, the frost can come, knock it down, and it has a harder time coming out of dormancy in the springtime. You might have very small heads of garlic in the spring, or you might even end up killing the plant altogether if it gets too established. So that's one concern with planting it too soon. The next thing is planting it too late. So if you plant it too late, like let's say you wait until you already had a first frost, and you're like, well, shoot, I didn't get my garlic in the ground. If you plant your cloves in the ground, say like a week before your first frost date, or if you wait until after you get your first frost, you plant your cloves in the ground, they might not get established enough or any, and then what can happen is they can actually rot in the soil because they're sitting there in that damp, cold soil all fall, all winter, and all spring before they can actually get soil warm enough and conditions warm enough for them to actually start germinating and sprouting. So it's very important that you kind of pick a window in between the two. Like I said, don't plant it super, super early and don't plant it super, super late. I tend to go about 3 weeks before our first frost date. 3 weeks has always worked really well for me because it's kind of right in the middle of both of those extremes. So don't plant it 5 weeks early. Don't plant it like the day of your first frost. 3 weeks is kind of my sweet spot for planting garlic. The next thing you want to do when you're getting ready to plant garlic is you want to amend your bed. The reason why is because garlic typically comes after crops have been planted and pulled up. So we had tomatoes here. Tomatoes are very heavy feeders, and you want to make sure that you re-amend the soil to give back nutrients and fertility that are otherwise lacking if you don't do that. And so re-amending with compost is a very important step, and also using an all-purpose fertilizer. We use some Trifecta Plus on here as well. We raked that in. We just kind of raked that into the top 1 inch of soil just to kind of incorporate it, and that's it. It's very, very simple. All-purpose fertilizer, compost, and you're ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate out the cloves, and we're going to plant them with the pointy end up and the basal plate cap down. The basal tip is where the roots are going to come from. So pointy end up, that's where the leaves are going to form, and the basal plate down, that's where the roots are going to form. We're going to space each clove of garlic out roughly about 3.5 inches. And again, we deeply watered our soil so that the cloves can basically be pushed right in with ease. Now you'll notice here I'm kneeling on a board here. I love doing this. This is a great technique I actually learned from a lot of my friends over in the UK. They will use a board to span across their raised beds so you're not actually stepping inside your raised bed. We talked about this before, and I'll tell you, it's these little things that really just make gardening, or your gardening experience, so much more enjoyable, and kind of increase the efficiency that you can plant out your beds. Because walking all the way around to the other side is not always the most fun. And so, again, I'm just planting these. I'm planting these cloves out here, about about 3 inches apart, maybe 3.5 inches apart at most. And not a whole lot closer than that. And I'm also going to do one thing as well. If I'm planting hardnecks and softnecks, I'm going to plant all my hardnecks and then all my softnecks. The reason why is because hardnecks produce what's called a scape, and a scape is basically the flower stalk that is formed. Softnecks will not form a scape. They will just form, like I said, they'll just form a soft neck, and that soft neck will not form any flowers. So I like to plant all my hardnecks together and all my softnecks together so that when they're forming scapes, I don't really miss any. Because one of the things you want to make sure that you do come next year around mid to late June is you want to make sure that you clip off the scapes. This is because the scapes will steal energy from the actual bulb itself, and you'll end up with really small heads of garlic. One really important tip when planting garlic is the depth that you're planting them. You don't want to plant garlic too deep, but you also don't want to plant it too shallow. The reason why you don't want to plant it too deep is because garlic, when it's planted in the soil, can actually kind of get compressed. The soil actually wants to push in, and the garlic head, when it's developing, wants to push out. And that inward pressure from the soil can actually reduce the size of the garlic heads. But if you plant it just too shallow, like right on the soil surface, the cold winter can actually kill your garlic off. So you want to make sure that you plant it just deep enough for the soil to help insulate your garlic cloves throughout winter. And that way, when they come out of dormancy in the spring, they're going to be a whole lot better. Now, one thing that I've kind of always said is that you can't necessarily mess up planting garlic. As you're probably understanding from this video, there are a few things that you can do to mess up planting garlic, but they're really simple. I mean, it's not that hard to grow. And I think a lot of reasons why people don't grow garlic is they're just intimidated to grow it. But I would say, try it. Garlic is one of the best cost-saving crops in our garden. Reason being is if you go to the grocery store, you're going to buy a head of garlic, organically grown, for about 75 cents a head. We're growing in this 48 square foot bed about 200 heads of garlic. That's approximately $200 of cost savings off next year's food bills in one raised bed. I don't know many crops where you can save that much money. I really don't. I will say, I don't think my lines were as accurate as I wanted them to be. I do have a tendency to just kind of veer when I'm making my rows. Even though I'm basically planting right over top of my bed, I have a tendency to kind of, I'm always planting at an angle. It happens every single year. It doesn't matter the technique. I'm just not great at planting straight rows. But isn't that kind of the fun of home gardening, is that not everything is always going to be perfect. Not everything has to be perfect. The idea is that you're getting out there, you're doing it yourself, you're taking control of your food security, you're growing your own food, and that, in my opinion, is honorable. That, in my opinion, is the reason why I garden. I don't garden for perfection. Trust me, if I garden for perfection, I wouldn't be a gardener very long. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all learned something new. If you did, make sure to throw a like up there, and also make sure to subscribe if you're not yet already. I know that at times gardening can really seem kind of like a seasonal thing. We garden in the spring through summer. Some of us don't even plant out a fall garden. And when the tomatoes are done, the garden's done, and it's time to kind of put the garden to bed for the winter. And on this channel, one thing you'll notice is that gardening is a year-round, kind of a year-round hobby. It's a year-round lifestyle for me. I never stop either thinking, dreaming, planning, planting, taking care of, maintaining my garden. It is something that I always am doing because gardening is a skill. And like any skill, if you don't hone that skill, if you don't always kind of work on your muscle memory, if you will, you'll lose that skill. And so it's very important for me to always be doing something gardening related, whether that's fall gardening, early winter gardening, indoor gardening when winter comes, things like that. I'm always kind of flexing those gardening skills so that I stay sharp, so I stay, so my gardening abilities only get better. So I would encourage you guys to subscribe because there's gonna be gardening content coming all through winter. And I don't know what we're gonna be doing this winter, but it will be fun, it will be exciting, it will be an adventure, and I guarantee you, you will learn something. All right, so until next episode, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new. If you have any other questions, make sure to post them down in the comments box below. I'll be happy to answer them. And get out in the garden and plant some garlic. All right, grow big or go home, everyone. Bye.